you ever answered a question and after speaking for a minute, you suddenly realize you never answered the question? Maybe it happened in class, maybe during a meeting, maybe in job interview, or maybe while talking with friends. You had ideas, you knew the topic, but somehow your answer became longer and longer. And the more you talk, the less clear it became. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. Most people have the same problem. And the reason is surprising. The problem is not a lack of knowledge. The problem is a lack of structure. Today, you'll learn a simple method that can help you speak more clearly. It's called the 3, 2, and 1 method. Why people stop listening? Imagine you're driving in a city you never visited before. You have a good car, a full tank of gas. Everything works perfectly. But there's one problem. You don't have a map. You don't know where you're going. So you keep driving. You keep turning. You keep moving. But you never reach your destination. Communication works the same way. Many people have knowledge. Many people have great ideas, but they don't have a roadmap. And when people can't follow your roadmaps, they stop listening. Not because they are rude, but because their brain is asking, where is this going? When there's no clear direction, attention disappears. The secret 3, 2, 1. The 3, 2, 1 method is very simple. Whenever you speak, think about 3 numbers. 3, 2, 1. Let's see how it works. Part 1. 3. The number 3 help you organize information. People naturally love group of 3. Beginning, middle, end, past, present, future. 3 fills completely. So, when someone asks you a question, start with 3 points. For example, how can students learn English faster? You can say, 3 are 3 important things. First, practice every day. Second, listen to English often. Third, don't be afraid to make a mistake. That's it. Simple, clear, easy to remember. Your audience knows exactly where you're going, and your brain feels more organized too. Part 2. 2. The number 2 is useful when comparing ideas. Life is full of opposites, success and failure, fear and courage, planning and action. When a question has 2 sides, use 2 categories. For example, is success more about talent or hard work? You can answer, there are 2 parts to this. First, talent can help you start. Second, hard work helps you continue growing. Immediately, you answer feels balanced. professional, easy to understand. People don't need complicated explanation. They need clear explanation. Part 3. 1. Now let's talk about the most important number. 1. Because people rarely remember everything you say, they won't remember every example, every story, or every detail, but they often remember one thing, one lesson, one message, one takeaway. That's why great speakers always leave people with a simple idea, something worth remembering. For example, if there's one thing to remember today, structure is more important than speaking more. That single sentence becomes the message people carry with them. Why this method works? Many people think communication is about speaking more, but it's not. Communication is about making ideas easy to follow. The 3, 2, 1 method works because it gives your talk a shape, and when your talk have a shape, people can follow them. When people can follow you, they listen, and when they listen, your message becomes more powerful. The next time someone asks you a question, don't rush, don't panic. Pause for a moment, then ask yourself, do I need 3 points, 2 perspectives, or 1 key message? Because great communication isn't about sounding smarter, it's about being easier to understand. And sometimes the bigger improvement comes from something very small. 3, 2, 1. And that simple framework might completely change the way people listen to you. Remember this, great communicators don't impress people by saying more. They impress people by making things clear. And clarity is a skill anyone can learn. Even you, starting today, with just 3 numbers. 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever noticed? Some people can tell a story about buying coffee, and somehow everyone keeps listening, while others tell an incredible story, and people lose interest after just a few seconds. The difference isn't the story, it is how they tell it. Today, I'll show you 5 simple storytelling techniques that can instantly make your stories more interesting. And the best part, you can start using them today. Most people think storytelling is a talent. It is not. Storytelling is a skill, like reading a book or cooking. Once you understand a few simple principles, every story becomes more engaging. Let's begin. Secret 1. Start with a scene. Don't begin with information. Begin with a place. Instead of saying, "I had an interview yesterday," try this. "Yesterday morning, I was sitting outside a small office. My hands were cold and I kept looking at the clock." Can you see the difference? Your listener is not just hearing the story, they are imagining it. The first few seconds should paint a picture because people remember scene, not summaries. Secret 2. Show action. Don't tell people how you felt. Show what you did. Instead of saying, "I was nervous," say, "I kept tapping my foot. I checked my phone every 10 seconds. It took a deep breath before opening the door." Action makes emotion believable. People don't connect with labels, they connect with behavior. Secret 3. Let people hear you talk. Great stories don't only describe what happened, they also reveal They also reveal what was happening inside your mind. For example, I smiled, but inside I was thinking, "This could go terribly wrong." This creates tension, and tension keeps people listening because now they want to know what happened next. Secret 4. Describe feelings without saying them. Instead of saying, "I was scared," describe the experience. "My heart started racing. My hand felt sweaty. For a second, I forgot what I wanted. I forgot what I wanted to say." Your audience does not just understand the emotion, they feel it with you. That's what makes stories memorable. Secret 5. Use dialogue. Dialogue makes every story feels alive. Instead of saying, "My boss was angry," try this. "He looked at me and said, 'Can you explain what happened here?'" Immediately, the story feels real. Even one sentence of dialogue can transform an ordinary story into a movie inside someone's mind. Let's quickly review. Start with a scene. Show action. Share your thought. Describe emotion. Use dialogue. That's it. 5 simple techniques. No expensive course. No special talent. Just practice. The next time someone asks, "So, what happened?" don't give them information. Give them an experience. Because people rarely remember facts, but they always remember a great story. Thank you for watching. If you learned something new today, subscribe for more simple communication and English learning videos. See you in the next one. What if I told you that your voice is already better than you think? Not louder, not deeper, better. Because the biggest mistake people make is not having a bad voice, is never using their real one. Every day, millions of people speak from a tight throat, shallow breathing, and unnecessary tension. They think confidence comes from speaking louder, but confidence actually begins before you say your first word. Today, I'll show you a simple daily routine that can completely change the way your voice sounds. It only takes a few minutes, but over time, people may hear you differently, more confident, more relaxed, and much more memorable. Have you ever noticed some people walk into a room, say just one sentence, and everyone pay attention? It is not because they have the deepest voice. It is not because they shout. Their voice simply feels calm, stable, comfortable. And that's exactly what we are building today. The good news? This is not something you are born with. It's something you practice. Let's begin. Your breath changes your voice. Most people think their voice comes from their throat. It does not. Your voice begins with your breath. Try this. Place one hand on your chest. Place the other on your stomach. Now take a deep breath. Which hand moved more? If your chest moved first, you are probably using shallow breathing. Instead, breathe into your stomach. Feel it expands. They slowly breathe out while saying, ah. Keep the sound smooth. Don't force it. Don't rush it. Just let the air do the work. When your breathing becomes stronger, your voice becomes stronger too. Listen to. Wake up your resonance. Here's something surprising. People often think a great voice is a low voice. But that's not true. A great voice is a resonance voice. Resonance is what gives your voice warmth. It is what makes people want to keep listening. The easiest exercise is humming. Close your lips. Now hum gently. Don't push. Instead, try to feel tiny vibration in your lip, your face, and even your chest. Those vibrations are your voice become richer. Not because you are speaking lower, but because your body is helping amplify your sound naturally. Do this for about a minute every morning. It is one of the simplest ways to prepare your voice for the day. Lesson 3. Train your voice to move naturally. Now, it is time to wake up your vocal muscles. Imagine your voice is like an athlete. Athlete is stretched before performing. Your voice needs the same thing. Start with comfortable note, then slowly glide upward and gently come back down. Don't try to sound impressive. Try to sound relaxed. Smooth movement teach your vocal cord to work together without strain. Over time, your voice becomes easier to control. Speaking feels effortless, and instead of sounding tight, you sound natural. Listen for what most people get wrong. Here is the mistake that ruins everything. People chase a deeper voice, so they force themselves to speak lower. The result? Their voice sounds fake, tired, sometimes even painful. Instead, focus on three things: relax, breathe, resonate. A voice people trust is not built by forcing lower pitch. It is built by removing the tension that's hiding your natural voice. The goal is not to become someone else. The goal is to sound like the best version of yourself. Here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, before checking your phone, before opening social media, spend just 5 to 10 minutes training your voice. Take a slow breath. Hum gently. Stretch your vocal range. That's it. Small habits repeated every day create remarkable results. Remember, people don't remember every word you say, but they always remember how your voice made them feel. So, don't try to sound like someone else. Train the voice you already have, because confidence is not something you find. It's not something you practice. And your next conversation might be the first time people hear the real you. Imagine becoming one of the richest men on earth because of a habit that looked completely useless. Not investing, not coding, not going to Harvard, not even starting a business. Instead, every single morning, you ride an old bicycle across the city just to talk to strangers for free. No money, no teacher, no guarantee it would ever matter. Most people would call that a waste of time. But decades later, that tiny habit would shape the future of one of the biggest business empires in history. His name was Jack Ma. And hidden inside his story is a lesson so powerful. It might completely change the way you think about success. Because sometimes the smallest habit creates the biggest future. Chapter 1: The Boy Nobody Believed in. Long before Alibaba, before $1 billion deal, before global conferences and magazine cover, Jack Ma was just another ordinary boy growing up in Hangzhou, China. He wasn't born into wealth. He wasn't considered gifted. In fact, he failed exam repeatedly. Teachers didn't see greatness. Employees didn't see potential. Even his own future looked uncertain. If you had met him back then, you probably wouldn't have guessed that he would one day become one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the world. But history has a strange way of hiding extraordinary people inside ordinary lives. And sometimes, the thing that changed everything begins as nothing more than curiosity. Chapter 2: The Habit That Made No Sense. Every morning, before school, young Jack would ride his bicycle for nearly an hour to a hotel where foreign tourists stayed. He wasn't selling anything. He wasn't asking for money. He wasn't looking for charity. He simply offered to guide tourists around the city for free. His only request was a simple, "Talk to me." That's it. Conversation was his payment. He wanted to hear English. He wanted to practice speaking. He wanted to learn from real people instead of books. His grammar was terrible. His pronunciation was awkward. He made mistakes almost every sentence. But he kept coming back, day after day, week after week, year after year. Most people quit after embarrassment. He turned embarrassment into education. Chapter 3: Why this worked better than school. Think about how children learn to speak. Nobody hands a baby a grammar textbook. Nobody teaches sentence structure before conversation. Children listen. They imitate. They fail. They repeat. Eventually, language becomes natural. Learning happens through use, not memorization. Yet somewhere along the way, adults convince themselves that they need to know everything before saying anything. So they collect vocabulary, study grammar, watch endless tutorials, and still hesitate to speak because information creates knowledge, but action creates ability. Jack Ma understood this without realizing it. Every conversation rewarded his brain. Every mistake became feedback. Every awkward moment became experience. And experience is something no classroom can replace. Chapter 4: The Power of Being Bad. Most people avoid looking foolish. They protect their ego. They stay silent. They wait until they're ready. But readiness is a moving target. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. So waiting becomes permanent. Jack Ma chose a different path.
He accepted being bad. He accepted sounding strange. He accepted correction. Ironically, the willingness to be imperfect became his greatest advance, because while everyone else was protecting their pride, he was building a skill. The truth is, every expert was once embracing. Every confident speaker once stumbled. Every successful person once looked inexperienced. The only difference is that they didn't stop. Chapter 5. A small habit that opened big doors. Years passed. Jack Ma became fluent enough to communicate with people from around the world. His understanding of different cultures expanded. His confidence grew. His perspective changed. English didn't just teach him another language. It connected him to opportunities that most people around him couldn't even see. It allowed him to think globally, to dream bigger, to imagine possibilities beyond his hometown. Sometimes, a habit doesn't change your life directly. It changes the way you see the world. And once your perspective changes, your decision changes, your action changes, eventually your entire future changes. Chapter 6. The psychology behind success. People often believe success comes from one giant moment, a lucky break, a brilliant idea, a perfect opportunity. Reality is usually much quieter. Success is often hidden inside boring repetition, tiny action, repeated consistently. James Clear calls them atomic habit. Compounding works not only in finance, but in human behavior. One conversation seems meaningless. 1,000 conversations create confidence. One page seems insignificant. 1,000 pages create wisdom. One workout changes nothing. Years of training transform a body. The biggest outcomes usually come from the smallest routines. That's why habits are more powerful than motivation. Motivation fades, habits remain. Chapter 7. The lie we tell ourselves. I'll start when I'm ready. It's one of the most dangerous sentences in the world, because ready rarely arrives. People wait to start a business, wait to write a book, wait to travel, wait to invest, wait to speak, wait to live. And while they're waiting, someone less talented, less prepared, but more courageous stay anywhere. Years later, the difference looks like talent. But it wasn't talent, it was time. Time spent taking imperfect action. Jack Ma didn't wait until he became fluent. He became fluent because he refused to wait. The habit that could change your life. Imagine two versions of yourself. One spent years preparing, reading, planning, thinking, waiting. The other starts today with imperfect words, imperfect skills, imperfect confidence. Fast forward 10 years. Who become extraordinary? The person who knew more or the person who did more? Jack Ma's secret wasn't intelligence. It wasn't luck. It wasn't money. It was a simple daily habit repeated long enough to become extraordinary. History rarely changes in a single day. It changed through thousands of ordinary days that nobody noticed. So, maybe the question is, what opportunity will change my life? Maybe the better question is, what habit am I willing to repeat every single day until my life changes because of it? Because greatness doesn't arrive all at once. It grows quickly. One conversation, one decision, one habit at a time, and perhaps the habit you choose tomorrow morning will become the story people tell about you years from now.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I'll show you 3 simple exercises to help you speak more clearly and confidently. Let's get started. Have you ever said something important, but the other person asked, "Sorry, can you say that again?" You may think the problem is your accent, your vocabulary, or your confidence. But sometimes the real problem is much simpler. Your mouth is not moving enough. Clear speech is not only created in your mind, it is also created by your lip, your tongue, and your jaw. And just like any other muscle, they become better when you train them. Here is simple 3-step routine that can help you speak more clearly. Step 1. The pencil exercise. Take a clean pencil and hold it gently between your teeth. Don't beat it too hard. Then, read a short paragraph out loud. At first, your words will sound strange. That is the point. The pencil creates resistance. So, your lips have to work harder to form every sound. After 1 or 2 minutes, remove the pencil and read the same paragraph again. You may immediately notice that your mouth feels more active and your words sound sharper. Step 2. Use a tongue twister. Try this one. Red leather, yellow leather. Say it slowly first. Red leather, yellow leather. Then repeat it a little faster. Tongue twister force your lip and tongue to change position quickly. They also reveal which sounds are difficult for you. But remember, speed is not the goal. Clarity comes first. Speed comes later. Step 3. Exaggerated reading. Open any book, article, or script. Read it out loud for a few minutes. But make every mouth movement bigger than normal. Open your mouth wider. Move your lips more. Finish every sound. You may feel silly, but that exaggerated movement teaches you more how clear speech should feel. Think of it like training for a sport. An athlete practices movement slowly and deliberately before performing them naturally. Your voice works the same way. Practice each exercise for about 3 minutes a day. That's only 9 minutes in total. And here is the important part. Don't try to remove your accent. Your accent is part of your identity. The goal is not to sound like someone else. The goal is to make your words easy to understand. Because when people can understand you clearly, they can focus on your ideas, your personality, and your message. So, the next time someone asks you to repeat yourself, don't lose confidence. Try the muscle. Slow down. Finish your sound. Your voice does not need to become different. It only needs to become clearer. You are already improving simply because you chose to practice today. Keep going, trust your voice, and remember, your words deserve to be heard. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.